Welcome to the Crimson Room, sweetie.
Welcome to the Crimson Room. Please take a seat.
No need to be nervous. The Crimson Room welcomes you.
Oh, welcome to the Crimson Room. You look so sweet.
Welcome to the Crimson Room. Enjoy your stay.
Hi, welcome to the Crimson Room. Have a seat, please.
Welcome to the Crimson Room, darling.
Yara Daza. Welcome to the Crimson Room.
Oh, hello there. My master has been expecting you. Please, come this way and enjoy your time in the Crimson Room.
Yo, how's it going, everybody? It is I, your sadistic spirit guide yokai, Papiwolf, and we are back with the Crimson Room, and today we are joined by a wonderful guest, the Luna Cleric.
Hello. Hi, it's wonderful to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for showing up. I appreciate anyone who is, I always say this, I appreciate anyone who wants to come on this talk show, because I understand, like, one, collabing is kind of scary for people, or it can be a little convoluted, and two, being on a talk show where, like, people ask you questions can somewhat be invasive, and I know a lot of people tend to kind of go, oh, I don't know if I'm mentally prepared for that.
Yeah, no, it can totally feel daunting, and it's anxiety inducing, but I love getting a chance to talk about Luna and the character that I've built and everything, and just VTubing as a whole. I've been streaming for a long time, and VTubing is something that's just started within the past few years, and I love it. It's great.
Really? How long have you been streaming? Because I'm assuming you were face cam before you switched over to VTuber?
Yeah, so I actually started off... I've been streaming for about 9 years. I started on the Xbox 360.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
those old lobbies, huh?
Yeah, I started off, the very first game that I streamed through was actually Tomb Raider Anniversary, which was a remake of Tomb Raider 1. Tomb Raider is my favorite game series to stream through. It's my favorite game series to play. I could go on and on for hours about Tomb Raider. Anyone in my community could tell you. But yeah, so I started off on the 360. Then I upgraded to the Xbox One. And then whenever I moved in with my partner, I was a facecam streamer for about a year. Well, actually, no, about 6 months. And then a friend of mine surprised me with my original Vroid model as a birthday present.
Ooh.
Yeah, so VTubing was actually, it was something that I was thinking about getting into, but I was never really sold on the idea because, you know, a lot of money would go into making a model, you know, getting a model made, coming up with an idea, and Luna was not actually even my first idea. When I first came up with the idea, I was actually almost a Gorgon.
That would have been pretty interesting.
I could never get snakes right.
Oh, is that what really is the reason why you went from Gorgon to Tiefling?
Luna actually started off as a joke character. I saw a meme that was like the mom friend cleric, and like her healing words are like a kiss on the forehead, minor buffs, like you know, I lick my thumb and wipe some grime off your cheek for a bonus and stuff like that. And so I made her, and her name was different. And then I realized, you know, I kind of want to be a VTuber. And so, fun fact, my name is actually Luna, and calling myself by a different name online just felt weird because, you know, I like my name. I can't really imagine myself going by another one. And so I changed up her design a little bit, and I renamed her Luna, and here we are. She's gone through a few redesigns, but
if you don't mind me asking, what was the original name you had for Luna? I'm curious.
Luna was her name was originally Serenity, and I actually ended up making Serenity her mother's name.
Oh, what? That's some deep lore.
Yeah.
So you switched over. You start kind of parading yourself. Is it safe to say that like you're? I guess the best way to put this is like you don't feel like your VTuber isn't just a different persona, but more of an extension of you, just like a different form of you per se.
Yeah. She's a piece of me, but also her own person.
I see.
She and I, we share a lot of similarities. Same hair color, similar skin tone. She's got green eyes. I have green eyes. Obviously, I was going to ask that.
But I was literally going to ask. I was like, "What? Do you have like all green sclera eyes as well?"
No, not the entire sclera. But fun fact, I am the only person in my family with green eyes.
Really? Is the rest of your family have what? Blue
Brown and blue.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That is whoa. That's fucking rad. That's so fucking sick. I like it when like people have like those cool mutations of like that 1 in 1,000 makes me want to play the lottery. Like, well, maybe I should like try my luck at a casino one time and see what I do.
I've thought about it.
I think about it too much. I gotta stop. I'm like the worst person to go. I did kind of want to like ask you some of these questions. You said none of them were too off base. Again, if you feel like deeper down, if any of these seem a little too invasive, you are more than free to like go. I prefer not to say. So with
Lay
you,
on me.
okay. Well, I'm gonna ask you, and again, like I said, if this becomes too invasive, you are the self-proclaimed MILF VTuber. So I had assumed that you had.
I am a mother.
Okay.
I am a mother. Yes.
I just wanted to ask you, how is it? Because personally, me and my wife, we are in the talks of having our own. Right now, we just want to like financially be more stable and possibly move to a better area.
Completely understand. Having a kid is a lot. So I am an angel mom and I am a stepmom. My biological daughter, I lost her to miscarriage.
Apologies. That's tough.
It's okay. It is tough. I think about her all the time, but I am now, luckily, with my husband. I am a stepmom. We have the coolest little 7, almost 8-year-old boy, and he's the light of my life. I would go to war for that kid.
That's man, that's fucking awesome.
Being a parent is one of the greatest gifts that I have ever received in life.
I enjoy that because for like one thing I'm very, I guess I have a certain like aura around me, and it's something my wife has always said. She's like, I feel like you're like, and she said, don't take this the wrong way, I don't think you're meant to raise like sons. I think you're supposed to be a girl dad. I was like, you think that? And it's funny because like I think all my life I've always wanted daughters. Like even as like a 13-year-old, 14-year-old, when everyone's like, oh, I want boys, I want sons, is like, I don't know. I think like it's, I think similarly to like, I don't know if you know who the comedian Bert Kreischer is.
Not familiar.
He's this like big burly kind of like dude bro. Like the movie Van Wilder was basically based off of his college experience.
Okay.
But he is like the most sensitive guy ever. He loves his daughters. He like cries when he has to like take them to like college now, and he talks about like, he goes, my nest is empty, like I don't have my babies anymore. And I'm like, I go to myself, I'm like, oh my god, this is me. Like I'm meant to like, I think like if I had a son, I think I would raise him well, but like I think I'm meant to like make some strong women in this world that are like, like
I can definitely see you being that loving, doting father. Like you look like you're really tough and everything, but deep down inside you're a big softie for your girls. I can totally picture that.
I think also too I have like very good examples of what like I have a very good example of what a girl dad looks like in my father-in-law. Like he is just wonderful. He's like the most raddest dude ever. Like he is a dungeon master. He played D&D back in the original days. Like he's a big metalhead.
Yes.
Like he's honestly one of the coolest people I get to like talk to and meet. And he's such a sweet guy. And then like to see him, like I'm like, dude, this guy would look like he would like want like sons. Yeah, this is my wife right here. She goes, I love Lamp. They're big Anchorman fans.
It's funny that you say I love. Sorry to interrupt.
You're good.
I love Lamp. I have decided that as I enter my 30s, I want to do really stupid fun stuff for Halloween. Last year I was Ghostface Barbie, and this year I was Moth MILF.
That's so fucking good. Praise me. All right. Sublime. You are amazing. You've done so much in this chat. You are doing well. You will do well in the next year, and I'm happy to call you a friend. Good job, Sublime. Oh my god, Mothmill sounds amazing. Oh man.
I made them outfits for my model.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Moth MILF and Ghostface Barbie are both outfits for my model.
I think, man, dude, that's so fucking cool. Like, see, as I'm approaching my 30s, I'm here thinking to myself, like, I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, I'm still young. I gotta like, there's 1,000 things I need to get into, like get in right away. Like I see people like in their 40s, like in WWE, they're like, yeah, you know, I lost weight when I was like 35, 34. I'm like, damn, I got time. Like I can like jump on the grind. I could lose weight. I can get in shape. Like I can do this. Like 30 is the new 20. Like
it really is. I'm gonna be 30 in March, and I feel like I'm just now being able to really enter my adulthood.
I'm turning 28 next week, I think January 5th. I'm turning.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm turning 28, and I don't know, like I like, to me, I'm like, yeah, let's go. It's on the clock again. I'm 18 again. Like I can fucking almost do everything again.
My body may not feel it, but my brain is like, yeah, no, we're young, we're hip, we can do this.
That's how I feel. Like I to this day, like I look at my friends, we're all talking, like, yeah, like, you remember that time when we were 20 and we snuck into that? I'm like, yeah, that was like such a good time. That like, that was like, what, a year ago, 2 years ago? They're like 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Like, I'm like, it can't be that long. Like I feel like we went like down to like Mexico and got drunk the other day, and we're like, not like the way we used to, buddy. We can't do it no more like that.
No.
Oh wait, is my? I think my chat is subscriber only mode.
It is.
What the heck? Did you see? My cat, my male cat, he likes to fucking jump on my keyboard.
Oh my god.
This is him, dude. I gotta fucking switch my chat.
That's hilarious. Yeah, my cat, with moving my desk, she has now decided that walking over the corner of my desk she has to throw up. Good job, honey.
Mine just threw up on my I have for recording like audio and like for voice acting, I have like this weighted blanket or moving blanket.
Yeah.
I use that for to muff the sound, and they just chucked on it. My love, the alerts don't work on the Crimson Room because they get too distracting. Chat settings, okay. Subscriber only chat. Yeah, this was definitely my fucking cat, dude. He's the only one.
Oh my
goodness.
Yeah, dude, my cat is a fucking piece of shit sometimes.
Tiny little menaces.
I wish he was tiny. I do. I really do sometimes. He is bigger than my dog.
Oh my gosh.
My dog is small.
It's a big cat.
But like this cat is huge. He's half my wife's torso, dude. Like,
oh my gosh.
like
It's a very large cat.
Like when he climbs, he goes like up to her like
It's
femur.
the size of my demure. Jeez.
Her
Oh my
demure.
gosh.
I feel like he did it to me on purpose. I hate that word, and I think she did that to me on purpose.
Demure.
I don't like it. I don't.
I don't either. Drives me nuts.
It's just pretentious. It's pretentious. I don't
It is.
like it. And when people are like, you gotta be a little bit more demure, I'm like, shut the fuck up. We're not in fucking France. We're not in fucking what new wave hippie crap we're doing. I'm a fucking piece of shit gutter bastard. I'm not using that.
Yep.
I refuse.
In the end of femur?
I refuse to say demure like that. I will say it sarcastically. Oh man. But continuing on, I did want to ask this because you are very open. Is there any like, did you feel like you had to have any like make sure that none of that ever can be traced back to you, that you feel like, oh well, I don't want to use my real name because I don't know, maybe weirdo number 5 is like, I know where you're staying, I can see your house, and you're like, fuck, why did I use my real name? Like, does that ever like?
So I actually have had a stalker before.
Oh shit, I was just kidding.
That thought did cross my mind a few times whenever I was, first really putting Luna together. But ultimately I was like, there's gonna be weirdos everywhere. I am also an adult model. Wink wonk.
Wink wonk.
So I've actually been doing that longer than I have been VTubing. And that is something where I'm also using my name and I show my face. And I'm really open with my entire community, the people that I get involved with romantically. My husband and I are polyamorous.
Ooh, nice. Rad for you guys.
Thank you. And our girlfriend, she's known from the beginning that I do that, and that's something that, I'm very open. In my Discord, I've got a section in my server for that, and it is locked behind a role, so, the people who don't want to interact with that sort of content from me don't have to. And I do keep Twitch and that stuff, separate. I'm not constantly talking about that stuff on my Twitch, but, if I'm just talking to friends, I'm very open about what I do for a living.
Hey, we all gotta eat, and I always tell people, like, no matter what it is, like, I never take food out of another person's mouth. Like, my wife used to do kind of stuff like that, and surprisingly, she kind of did have a stalker. Her, her bitch ass ex.
People are nuts, man.
If he ever wants to catch the fade, he already knows he's gonna die. Like, I'm not ashamed to say it. Like, she's like, oh well, what's gonna happen if you see him? I was like, what's gonna happen is we're gonna have to hide a body. That's what's gonna happen. I don't fuck with that shit, dude. I don't fuck with people who put hands on women.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I have that same issue with my ex-husband.
Yeah, no, we don't. That's not what 2025 is about. Can you fucking stop bullying your little brother, dude? Like, come on. My cat likes to beat up my fucking dog.
You have such a mean cat.
He's not okay. Yes, he's mean, but it's weird because he's a big baby too. Like, he wants to be curled up, he wants to be carried, he wants to be treated like a baby. But I think he just resents his little brother for being a baby.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's spoiled, but that's because we got him as a kitten. Like, he was like, oh my god, how many weeks was he? He was just off the teat. Like, that's how young he was.
Oh, he was little.
Like, he was the size of my palm, and now he's like the size. Like, I couldn't like drape him over me. He's like a fur coat almost.
Oh my goodness.
6 weeks. Yeah, we got him at 6 weeks. He was the only male out of a bunch of other like girls. All my sons have had more sisters than brothers, and they don't like each other. There's gotta be something in that.
He was a baby black cat. Oh, I love little baby soot sprites.
Yeah, he's attached to, like, my wife will like bang her chest, like, and he will run to her. She will whistle, and he will run.
That's so sweet.
He's a fucking panther, dude. And then she watched our dog get birthed because we got our puppy from her best friend. Her dog got pregnant by an Italian Greyhound and had 3 pups, and so we've had her fucking kid since the birth. She feels like Angrboda, bro. She gave birth to these dogs and cats. But sorry, I know we keep going on tangents. I apologize.
Oh no, I'm the same way. It's
the ADHD.
Yeah.
The ADHD brain goes, hey, do you like that? Yeah, let's talk about that. You like that too? Oh my god, let's talk about that for like 20 minutes.
Yep.
I did, like, so you made the switch, and have you ever thought about making the switch back, or are you content with just doing? Oh, whoa, that was quick.
Oh yeah, no, I have the option. You can tip like $25 and I'll turn my camera on for the stream, but I am more than happy being a VTuber.
I mean, that makes sense. I feel like there's a lot of, like, there's an easy like,
I don't have to do my hair, I don't have to do my makeup.
That's what I feel.
I don't have to wear pants if I don't want.
I mean, I think that's originally why I did it. I was like, damn, I don't have to look good on camera. I can just look asymmetrical as fuck and, like, just like talk, and then
I
sometimes
can literally roll out of bed, turn the PC on, throw that headset on. Sup?
That's what I should have done. I should have slept a little bit, but, like, sleep is for the weak. I'm gonna, like, do 1,000 things today, so this is why I was like, let's just enjoy today.
Yeah, I got out of bed, cleaned up my kitchen a little bit, made some coffee, turned my PC on, and then just hung out with my cat.
That's the best. I wanted to ask you this, because you're being a streamer, you're creating this very safe community that not only knows what you that you do professionally, but also what you do as a hobby. Is there any accomplishments that you wish to, like, kind of reach as a VTuber? Or are you content with just having a steadily built community that, you know, is just fun to hang out with and talk to?
Whenever I first started streaming, I thought, oh man, you know, I could make partner one day. I could be one of those big streamers. You know, I was young and had big goals. And now I'm sitting here and I look at my Discord server. I look at my Twitch chat. I look at, you know, just the community that I've built over especially these past 3 years. And I am just so over the moon. I'm so happy, and I feel so blessed with what I've been able to make and build, you know, not just with my own hands, but with my friends, with my partners. And I've always been a really big advocate for mental health. I've taken several mental health streaming hiatuses, and I'm always thankful for when my community is still there waiting for me. You know, I always tell, you know, especially the people, you know, my regulars, my really big community members, you know, if there's something that I can do for you, if you ever just need an ear, if you just need someone to vent at, you know, I can sit here, I can listen, I can throw funny quips in every now and then. I'm a little like Peter Parker like that, you know? You know, I have been the mom friend since I was about 8 years old.
Oh wow.
And I think, yeah, I've always been the caregiver type. Whenever I turned 18 and graduated high school, I started a cosplay community where I used to live, and a bunch of the kids that I was mentoring and helping take care of, I was taking them to conventions, out on outings and stuff like that. And a lot of those kids were calling me mom.
Wow.
And yeah, it was really awesome, and I still keep in contact with a lot of them, and a lot of them still call me mom, and it's awesome. And knowing that I was able to do that, because some of those kids didn't have a phenomenal home life, and now I still have that. I may not have them anymore because, you know, they're growing up, they're going off doing their own things. I moved states. You know, I'm completely just away from that community. But I've kind of remade that, and, you know, I joke that, you know, I'm the werewolf MILF tuber. And it's funny because werewolf MILF was an offhanded joke that I made one time, and my chat took it and ran with it, and now it's gonna end up being a merch thing.
There's a lot of context with it, though. I think that's like, it gives a lot of sentimental value with you being you know, you are truly the motherly cleric. You're truly the one who watches out for everybody, makes sure they had enough water when they're all out, and make sure they don't, you know, accidentally
sure
leave
they've eaten, they
you know,
have
a bad person,
their phones charged, you know, they're taking care of themselves.
Yeah,
there are a few of my community members that I have to really get onto about drinking water. But
yeah. Like I said, I think that's beautiful to have like this community that not only like sees you as a content creator, but can really like, in essence, rely on you for more serious issues. I think that there is like a healthy barrier that needs to be had to keep parasocial relationships from escalating to a very dangerous plateaus. But I think you've navigated this enough. I mean, you sound from you said since 8 years old you've been navigating this ways, and it sounds like you've had like the perfect recipe to keep not necessarily people at bay, but to healthily allow them into your world enough that they can rely on you, trust on you, even be vulnerable with you. Yeah,
and I feel incredibly lucky to have been able to make that. You know, my streaming server is actually called the Tarot Deck, and all of my mods are a Major Arcana card.
Ooh.
And my card personally is the Empress, and the Empress is, you know, she is described as the motherly figure, so it's quite literally perfect.
Rad. I don't know nothing about tarot. That's my wife's specialty. You know, she's of the Fae descent. You know, she's the druid. She's the earth magic user. Like I'm just the spirit guy.
Yeah, but yeah, all of my mods are named after a card that I think really represents them well. And I feel I always feel so lucky, and I'm always so happy, you know, looking at what I've been able to build. Because growing up, things were hard growing up. You know, I won't bore you with my sob story, but, you know, there was a lot of love that I didn't have that I have been able to make a space for now in my adult life. And that's something that I've also been working through in therapy, which, if you have the means, go to therapy. Everybody can benefit from it. Therapy's great.
Therapy is amazing, and I think that's one thing that I've always been open to it. I think that's one thing that like really helps in therapy is when people don't go in with like the idea that it's you versus the therapist. If you just understand that the therapist is on your side, you can basically break a lot of walls. I know for a fact I've been the thera friend, and I have my own issues, and I'm the one who was like, no, I have daddy issues. Like I've definitely had.
Oh, same.
I have had the but I had this, not theory, but this, not hypothesis either, but I had this thought, and it really was it really was something that stuck in my mind. I was like, it is very different when men and women have, and everything in between, have issues with parental figures because of the role that those parental figures play in their life. Like, i.e., for me, I like usually a mother's how a masculine person is how they are able to see and portray love. Like, they want to replicate that from their mother into a partner, while their paternal figure is there to basically turn them into a man that is best suited for the world. And that's, you know, it's a very, I guess the vice versa could be said for feminine people. And I think it took me a long time to realize, like a long time, like I want to say maybe mid-20s, to like realize like, yo, I did not have a good father figure.
Yeah.
I think I wasn't a good I can fully admit I wasn't a good person, because I was definitely like I always say, I think my wife, because she's the one who came in, who like checked me and was like, you know, like, you do a lot of things like this that are not acceptable. Like, you make loopholes to give yourself an out to be a respectable person, but you're not. You're just cheating yourself, and you're cheating people, and it's not healthy for you. It's not healthy to them, and you need to either let that all go and just be you and grow and figure out who that person is, or you can lose me, and you can lose everything that you want with me, everything we can have together, because I don't have the emotional baggage to take that on as well, to deal with someone that's just like, you know, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, always constantly like wants to do his own thing. Like, I don't need that. I need someone who's ready to build with me.
Yeah.
And I was like, yep, I made my decision.
You gotta work on yourself before. A lot of people don't realize that, you know, yes, you should work on yourself before you're really ready to get into a relationship. But sometimes having the possibility of, hey, we could have this, but you need to do this, and then you realize, oh, yeah, okay, no, I really should work on myself. But then you have that support. And a lot of people just don't have that support.
Sadly,
to be able to really work on themselves. And that breaks my heart.
I definitely do think a lot of people would benefit from having like a person, not necessarily that stands by you through thick and thin, but
somebody in their corner.
Yeah, someone in your corner that isn't afraid to like hit you back and tell you, hey, like, you can't just take this space and just decide it's for yourself. Like, you need to like talk to me, you need to work with me, you need to just talk to me and like tell me everything that's going through, not everything that's going through your head, but like, why is this action that you're going to do so important to you? Is it important to you, or do you want to just do it just because you feel like you have to? And I think that's like, again, I think when people are able to have a person in their corner like that, who not necessarily makes them second guess things, but like gives them a different outlook or different perspective, they really do benefit a lot, and they really do they can really see like their you know, the mistakes that they're making, because no one can really see the mistakes they're making. No one wants to see the mistakes they're making. Like, when you do the downward spiral, you're not focusing on how far down you're going. You're just kind of lost in the dizziness.
Yeah, and you just keep going and going and going.
Oh, buddy,
you just can't see the end.
Buds, what are you... Okay. Buddy, Papi, I'm trying to fucking talk here. I don't know if you can hear him. He's purring like crazy.
Aww. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Okay. I don't know what he's... I think he's trying to like dig his claws into me, but he's finding it hard because of the fact that I'm wearing a thermal underneath.
Yeah,
give me a quick second. I'm gonna like
take your time.
Put him in the room with my wife real quick.
Take your time, man.
Okay.
Trust me, I get it.
All right, bye-bye. I'm going to put you in the room with Mama. Okay? If that's perfectly fine. Or do you want to step on my neck? Oh, that's fine too. Put your claws on my neck. I don't need to breathe. Breathing's for the weak. Cobra.
Cat parent problems.
Okay.
I know the struggle all too well. Blake is very tiny, like 11, maybe 12 pounds. But somehow she feels like she weighs 30 when she's stepping on you. It's wild.
I had the dog with me. Oh. And I'm back. Sorry about that.
You're fine. Trust me, I get it.
Oh, this cat was like scaling me. I thought it was God of War right now. He was fucking ready to take my head off. Continuing on with more questions, because I think we did talk about other stuff that I did want to like get more into, because it was kind of rad. We did talk about like your early like video game obsession of Tomb Raider.
Yes.
What is your favorite Tomb Raider game, like overall?
Tomb Raider 4: The Last Revelation. It was my very first game.
Is that the really only reason why? I thought there'd be like more, like maybe you like the story would just like drug you in.
I loved it because you start off. I think the reason that my dad started me off with playing Tomb Raider 4 was because you start off as 16-year-old Lara.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have your weapons, and you're with Conrad Werner, who is a father figure and mentor of hers. And oh my gosh, I can't even remember. I think they are in. They're somewhere in Egypt in the beginning. And just the first set of levels, the first level is all tutorial, just teaching you how to play the game, because Tomb Raider 4 added a lot of new mechanics, like sprinting, crouching, all sorts of stuff. And I just had so much fun being able to run around in pretty much in relative safety. The only danger was falling and killing myself. And I had so much fun learning and playing that, and then going on into the story. I was just so fascinated. I just love it so much. The story is great, and I'm so excited for the 4 through 6 remaster coming out in February. I'll be picking it up.
Now,
I can't wait.
Did you? Because I gotta ask, because Tomb Raider was great. Did you have the same issues that a lot of? Because you say you want to rant about it. I want to give you that that quick minute to rant. Because did you have the same issues that a lot of fans did with the remakes? Or not the remakes,
the Survivor trilogy.
Yeah, the Survivor trilogy.
The reboot.
Ish.
I hated Tomb Raider 2013. I did not like it. I was annoyed with Lara's constant screaming. There are parts where the plot armor was just way too obvious and ridiculous. The screaming was my biggest issue. I know she wasn't the Lara that I grew up with, but she didn't feel like Lara Croft at all. Mm-hmm. The most interesting character was the main villain, and I'm still salty that I still do not have my dual pistols by the time of Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Rise and Shadow were both great. They improved on a lot of things with the combat, with the story. I still say that Rise of the Tomb Raider should have been called Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and then Shadow of the Tomb Raider should have been called Rise of the Tomb Raider. That's just my personal opinion. If you've played the story, it also makes a little more sense, but I don't want to get into spoiler territory. But
the game's been out for like 10 years now.
Yeah, but some people still haven't played, but I replay through the Survivor trilogy every couple years, and I usually stream through it again. But I dread going through 2013 because I just can't stand Lara.
You know what? I guess they wanted to have like a different depiction of her. That I don't know. I feel like like I said, I like the
daddy
game.
issues are also a huge issue for me.
I like the game, but I think one thing that, like, I guess for me that kind of like I had to like take a step back is it really decharacterizes the Laura that everyone has basically grown to love. Like I know a lot of the joke was she has no boobs, but like the real like meat, you know, no pun intended, that was taken away from Laura was the fact that she has no character. And I get it, they want to say, oh, it's a reboot prequel thing, but like I think even in the early games they did kind of trickle in some early like lore about her like being a daddy's girl and her adventures and like her like love for like this, like she was essentially
OG Lara Croft was disowned by her mother and father. They are alive and well.
Yeah.
They're fine. They just didn't like that she wanted to be an archaeologist adventurer.
Because I feel like they try to make her more Indiana Jones in the Survivor series. And it just like there's only one Indiana Jones. Come on, you don't need to make Lara Croft the badass gun wielding like bodacious babe Indiana Jones. You don't. Ugh.
And something that was really weird for me to get used to with 2013 was the open world, because Tomb Raider had always been go through level, find secret, end level.
Yeah.
And that was I like open world games. I enjoyed being able to really go around and explore my surroundings, especially in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Paititi was gorgeous. I could spend hours just walking through there. Such a freaking pretty game.
It really was like it took away that sub because I always kind of although it wasn't, I always kind of put Tomb Raider as like a sub platformer, because there was always platforming elements.
It's a puzzle platformer.
Yeah,
that is what it has always been, is a puzzle platformer. And the reboots, they had the puzzle tombs, sure, but it wasn't puzzly enough for me.
It definitely wasn't.
They really changed things, and I'm hoping with the next game they do a little more puzzle platforming, a little less open world.
Did you
like a nice mix?
Did you like the other media of Tomb Raider? Did you ever like grow up watching like the Angelina Jolie movies?
I love the Angelina Jolie movies. Oh my gosh, Angelina Jolie was one of my first lady crushes, especially seeing her as Lara Croft. She was one of my gay awakenings.
I think she was many gay awakenings for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, but the plot of the movies was so silly. But they were so fun, and they knew they were campy, and they knew they were just doing it to be fun and silly, and it was great.
That was the beauty of like early 2000s like adaptations of anything. Like I think people like praise like the original Blade movie like to the gold.
The original
But when you watch the original Blade movie with like neutral eyes, like do you understand how funny it is? Like it is funny. It's badass. Don't get me wrong.
Hilarious.
But
are you serious, motherfucker?
Like all of Wesley's deliveries, like the fact that like I think I took my younger brother to go see the Deadpool movie, and when he said some people are still trying to skate up a hill with ice skates, and he was like, "What is that supposed to mean?" I was like, "He doesn't get it." Oh my god!
Oh, he's too young.
And I was like, "Buddy, in the original Blade movie, that was an improvised line." He goes, "Oh, that's cool." And I was like, "Yes, it is." Like Blade, Mortal Kombat. Oh my god.
Oh, Mortal Kombat.
Resident Evil. All of it was campy. All of it was ludicrous.
Yes.
All of it was wacky, because it's like, how do you adapt a video game into a movie? You kind of just have fun with it.
Yep.
Now they try to do it too serious.
The live action Resident Evil movies. Oh, they're so bad. Every live action Resident Evil movie that I've seen that has tried to even get close to video game lore, atrocious. The animated films, not that bad.
The animated films have their merit.
They have their merit.
I really
They're
love.
not great, but they have their merit.
I think I just really love interactions. I just love the interactions. Like interactions you never had. I think like the recent one we had, Jill and Leon really kind of batting heads, and I was like, now this is something I haven't seen before. So I'm kind of liking this.
It was weird because they almost never meet in the games.
They do not.
But Jill was always my favorite Resident Evil character.
I'm a Claire fan.
Oh gosh,
Claire Redfield.
I get it. I get it. I can see the appeal, but Resident Evil 3 was my first Resident Evil game. My cousins stayed with us for a summer and they let me play it. I was so scared of Nemesis I cried.
Oh man, I think my first Resident Evil game, it had to be 2 for the PlayStation 1. But
oh man,
my cousin only had the Claire disc. They didn't have the Leon disc.
Okay, I get it now. Yep.
So the Claire disc was like my favorite. Like, you know, like, I don't know, man. Like, Claire was awesome. Claire awakened something weird in me for a minute. There was a time where like I had like this. Don't judge me for this. I had this weird like, dang, like an older big sister, like hot girlfriend kind of thing. I'm the oldest.
No, I can see it.
I'm the oldest of like my siblings, so I was like, damn, somebody older than me, it kind of would like balance the power, in a sense, in my eyes, because I'm 6 foot, I'm this big burly guy, so it always kind of like, oh, I guess that would like balance out in terms of power dynamic.
A nice gentle woman.
Yeah, but no, Claire Redfield, yeah, that was the one, and then I had thought I was playing another Resident Evil game, only to find out that it was Devil May Cry 2. And my cousin,
Devil May Cry.
My uncle was like, "Hey, you should play this if you like Resident Evil." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm down to play it." And then his mom would be like, "Oh, you're influencing him with the devil." And my poor uncle, dude, he's
influencing him with the devil.
He's schizophrenic, so but he was medicated at the time, so he has no. He kind of is like regulating, so he's like, I don't hear voices. He's safe in my room. Meanwhile, my aunt is like freaking out, like anything can happen. He could like hurt him. I was like, and I'm here young enough, not understanding a thing, going, so if I press the guns, I can literally kill all the monsters. The guns do everything for me.
Oh god.
Devil May Cry.
There's a certain magic about those older games. The humor was crude and fun and silly.
It was. I think
we don't have that in video games much nowadays.
We don't have that camp no more. We don't have like. I mean, I think recently, like the only recent ones I can think of that kind of still carry on that camp, are the ones that are just the sequel titles. Like, I feel like Persona games still carry on that that cheesy like campiness.
The Yakuza games.
Yakuza, Devil May Cry. Not so much the new Resident Evil games, because it's like it's a different.
No, I do like that Resident Evil has been going back a little more towards horror.
Yeah. I'm
still mad about the end of Resident Evil Village.
I think
it should have been Chris who died, not Ethan, and that is a hill that my husband and I both will die on.
I think I genuinely have like. I had this disagreement with somebody, because somebody was like, why do they need to tie it back to the original like Resident Evil? I was like, what do you mean why? Like, if I like personally, like it really just makes me go, oh my god, like these motherfuckers are everywhere. Like, these corporations are not gonna stop. Like, Spencer was just Spencer was literally just a fucking piece on the chessboard, and he had a whole fucking conglomerate under him, like, and fucking Mother Miranda has like a other conglomerate under her. I was like, what's fucking next?
Yeah,
like,
I want to see what else Miranda had.
I'm excited because I know that they said that Resident Evil, was it 9 is going to be like the ending of the Ethan series. I guess Ethan's already dead, but I guess he might come.
I mean, Ethan's dead. And I'm still mad about that, because with the Shadow of Rose DLC especially, fucking Chris is now in his 70s. Let the man retire.
Chris is 70 and he got
Chris is in
buffer.
his 70s.
And he got
Chris is in
buffer.
his 70s by the Shadow of Rose DLC.
Motherfucker punched a boulder in his 50s and now he's built like a boulder
No,
in his 70s.
no, he was in like his mid 30s during Resident Evil 5, and then in Village, he's around his 50s, and then by the time Shadow of Rose happens, whenever she's an adult, this man is going to be in his 70s now. Just let the legacy characters retire.
Yeah, he should.
I
Honestly,
love the legacy characters just as much as everybody else.
He shouldn't be an infield agent. He should just be leader of the fucking. He should be a leader of the fucking corporation that he started. Because it doesn't make sense that he finds a fucking anti-bioweapon agency only to just not be in charge of it. I was like, okay, well.
He doesn't need to be out in the field anymore. That's my biggest
man
thing.
Needs to be
Let the man retire from field work.
Yes, man needs to be a Nick Fury, bro. I need to see him with an eye patch. I need to see him behind a computer with some gray hair, and that muscle definition needs to fucking go down a little bit, bro. I get it. Chris Redfield punches boulders.
I'm so glad that he is no longer roided out.
I get it. You gotta fight monsters. You gotta be built like one, but Chris, you don't need it, bro. Wesker's dead. At least I think.
Wesker is so dead. Wesker is done for in the lava.
I don't know, man. Wesker always comes back.
There will be other Weskers, but that Wesker's
there is
done.
other Weskers. There's fucking Jack or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Jake.
Jake. Yeah, that's his name.
Oh my
fucking
god.
Hell.
The amount of characters in Resident Evil that are technically like mutants is insane.
Fuck. Yeah, no, it's wild.
Like you have Sherry Birkin, you have fucking I'm just gonna call him Wesker because I don't know his mom's maiden name, Jake Wesker. You have Rose, like if they build
half mold.
She's half mold. She's a fucking mold princess. You have Birkin who can literally regenerate and I can only assume eventually get like control of what her dad was.
Yeah.
Her fucking tumors.
Yeah.
And then Jake can fucking just heal and make any vaccine through his body. He's a fucking petri dish of like why the viruses don't work.
The Resident Evil lore is just I love it. I love how convoluted and crazy it is. But I love it.
It's just I love it to death because I always will die on the hill. Ironically, that Resident Evil was better than Silent Hill.
I love both of them for different reasons.
I can agree to that, but like I said, like I have always like fought people and like no, Resident Evil has a lot more depth than Silent Hill.
It does, definitely.
But Silent Hill just has so much.
What I love so much about Silent Hill is that it's always different for everybody. It's always different. And then what I love about Resident Evil is it's also different, but it's the same thing that is just evolving.
Yeah.
And I find that so fun.
I see. I love that Capcom has kind of gotten the idea. Like, I'm not sick of remakes. I'm not fully sick of remakes. I'm sick of bad remakes.
Yes.
My biggest issue with Resident Evil 3, the biggest issue I had with it was short. There was a lot of content that was cut that they did not need to cut because they implemented it very similarly in Resident Evil 2 and it worked well. Like the alligator scene could have been, the gravedigger could have been done the same way as the alligator.
Yep.
Like
yes, it could have.
The clock tower.
I haven't played the remake myself, but my husband has. He is the biggest Resident Evil fan that I know.
That's fucking awesome.
He has gone on tangents about how pissed he is about the remake, about how it's definitely the worst out of the remakes.
The only thing that
which is so disappointing.
The only thing I wanted the 3 remake to do, because it could have just done everything like 3 with just the hints of 2 and just got rid of one thing for me, and that was the damn oil pressure thing. All I needed it was to get rid of it. If they just got rid of that and just did everything the same,
kept everything else,
S game could have been an S game. But
yes, no, would have been perfect. No,
they did.
They had to tell us to go fuck ourselves.
They just
Remake.
Because they feel okay.
Matt.
Oh, I could rant about the remake right now too, because I'm like, it feels like a cutscene game. It just feels all cutscene. Like I'm going where you're telling me to. There's no open world. There's no like idea of, oh, I have a choice, or hey, I gotta be careful where I go because Nemesis is on my track. Nemesis isn't on my track in this game. He's only in.
It feels like a point and click adventure with a little bit of movement.
Nemesis is sanctioned in areas. He's not like Mr. X was in 2, where you're like, oh fuck, here he comes. Like I gotta fucking like maneuver around this. He's just in certain areas, and there he is. Oh god, 3 make. You almost scared us with the 4 make, which I still haven't played, and I will eventually play it.
Phenomenal.
Yeah? Oh, it's on my... I bought it. It's downloaded. I just have to, like, eventually play it because...
You gotta just do the thing.
Yeah. Like, because I played all the remakes. All phenomenal. 3, no. But...
Yeah.
Besides 3...
The 2 remake. Oh, so good.
2 remake was everything I've ever wanted in a Resident Evil 2 remake. Like, I thought I was blessed. I had bought in Kingdom Hearts 3, and then I bought Resident Evil 2 remake, and I was like, dude, I can die happy, man.
Yep.
And then 3 got announced, and I was like, oh my god, like, are they gonna make it better?
So pumped.
And then
and then I had my heart broken.
Yeah, I got my heart broken too. I was like, oh man, you guys really like did not care what the fans thought. You really did not care about any of the fans. You kind of were like, hey, 2 seemed kind of long. Let's just cut the content for 3.
Yep.
Oh, man, dude, there's so many games that would benefit from a remake, and there's so many that are technically getting remakes that I'm like, ooh, nice.
Yeah, I'm loving the remasters as well.
The remasters have been hitting. They have brought back
like
that old
Legacy of Kain remaster.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my man's been playing through that, and just hearing how excited and giddy he is fills me with such joy.
I think overall.
Oh my! And the Okami sequel that got announced at the Game Awards. I cried when I saw the trailer. There were literal tears in my eyes.
I just recently saw someone playing Okami, and I was like, dude, this is just... And they're like, yeah, this originally was just a Wii game. I was like, dude, sometimes people just hit one out of the park so well, it transcends a console that just didn't perform perfectly well.
I played it on the PS2 originally. And then whenever the HD remaster was announced, I cried. And now we're getting an actual honest-to-God sequel. And I cannot wait to see Amaterasu again. I will be streaming that shit day 1.
It's just such a good game. I think I'm just so happy with everything we got. Like Silent Hill 2, I really liked a lot. I don't think it was bad. I think a lot of people were just underwhelmed about all that we got from it, but I pleasantly loved what we got, because I was like, yeah,
I'm really excited to see the 2 new endings.
Yeah, like they followed the recipe. They gave us exactly what we wanted. Like, you really couldn't be mad. Like, you had to nitpick just to be mad.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
I love Maria's new outfit.
Yeah, I love everyone's new voice acting role.
Oh yes, the voice acting was so good. Pyramid Head looked so good.
I just love how, like, I don't hear, wait, where are you going? like so deadpan. I'm just happy I don't have to hear deadpan. Oh, so you didn't come for me. I see. And I'm like, I wish. Are you sad? Glad?
What's going on here, man?
And then I think that they got everybody's character relatively well, as like if I'm recalling, it's supposed to be like an ideology of like what the 7 deadly sins or something like that, like with everybody's.
Yeah.
Like they've really captured that. Like, was it Jimmy? Is that the big guy?
Yeah.
He terrifies me.
Oh,
like
man.
He terrified. Like in the original, he didn't terrify me. I felt sad for him. This game makes me like uncomfortable around him. Like I don't want him near me.
Yeah, no, just watching him, because I watched my husband stream through it, because I am a big baby when it comes to horror. I love it, but I'm terrified of it. Like I can't play scary games, and I need somebody to sit there with me if I'm going to watch a scary movie. But every time that he showed up, I was physically cringing listening to him and watching him.
I bet he's laughing. I bet he's enjoying the whole thing. He's like, "This is what I wanted."
Yeah, he was incredibly impressed with the remake, and was also disgusted with him, and then very glad when he was dead.
See, this is what I like about fans. I really enjoy when a fan, like a diehard fan, is like gives like the stamp of approval. Like when the fact that your husband's like, "Dude, stamp approval." I'm like, that's all I need.
Yeah, he's been a horror fanatic since he was in diapers.
Horror is the best. Horror games. Horror games are my favorite. Like I love, like Phasmophobia is my cozy game. I always tell people.
Oh,
like,
I love Phasmo. It's so fun. I'm terrible at it, and I hate having to go into the house alone.
I'm the one who's like, I'm going in, and
that is John. That's my husband.
Do everything I can, and I will die, but you will have everything you need to solve the puzzle.
Yep. And then our buddy Tobes is nicknamed Peter Parker, because he's our photographer.
He's the photographer? That's fucking rad. So
and I occasionally pick up the Parker mantle whenever he doesn't play with us, and I have to go take all the scary pictures.
So with that being said, like if you could put Luna in any of these games, like where would you put Luna in?
Canonically, Baldur's Gate 3.
Canonically, Baldur's Gate 3. Okay, let's say...
So, fun fact, she is actually a cleric of Selûne.
Oh, so you really... like this is straight from the Baldur's Gate, like you... like
straight
lore.
from Forgotten Realms. Yep.
Oh, wow.
That is where I set her. That is where I placed her whenever I originally made her. She was originally set in the Forgotten Realms. But if I could put Luna anywhere, it would probably be Tomb Raider, honestly. Honest to God, I would love to just be able to go to see her go through that and see how she would take on the obstacles that Lara has to go through. You know, instead of guns, she has magic.
I thought you were gonna make her a boss or something. I thought you were gonna make it like the secret temple of like Luna, like, and then she has to like discover something, and the next thing you know, like you're the final boss having to fight Lara Croft.
That could be really fun. That could also be really fun. Like a guardian of a temple.
Yeah, like a guardian.
God knows
spirit.
she's constantly fighting those.
It just like the amount of curses and mysticism in like these platform adventure games has always made me go like, is the world full of this shit? Like when you play like Uncharted and like these like natives are like supercharged and like basically almost immortal. Like this is normal, right? Like we're all supposed to accept like magic exists in this world. Like should we like
it always makes me wonder.
Should we proceed with a little caution when opening a tomb? Like, you think?
Yeah, you think, but nah.
Definitely not, it seems like. But what,
but yeah, no, I'd love to see her be able to tackle the things that Lara does.
Definitely. I think that'd be interesting. I think I always think it's interesting to see someone put their OC in like their favorite video game or like their favorite anime, like how that would proceed, especially when like you kind of just throw them in an anime that's very, I guess, human. and your character isn't, and you're just like, how is this gonna work?
Yeah, that is definitely a fun thought. Like if I were to just if I were to throw Luna into Fallout 3, I just looked at what's on my fucking monitor. So if I were to throw her into Fallout 3, all of a sudden there is this, irradiated wasteland. Boom, woman with horns and a tail and glowing green eyes and cloven hooves. Everybody's gonna be like, I'm sorry, what the fuck?
They're gonna be like, wow, what are you? Are you a super mutant? And you're like, I guess.
What kind of Deathclaw motherfucking bullshit is this? Oh my god, she's like a human Deathclaw.
Yeah, because then you're like, oh, are you half Deathclaw? How are you made? And you're like, oh, it's Fallout,
Just, oh no.
You just kind of came into being one day,
Yeah. Or throw her into Borderlands. That could be fun.
Oh, Borderlands. Talk about a movie that just did not do anything right.
I'm just pretending that the Borderlands movie did not exist.
It's like the equivalent of like the Street Fighter movie. That was a movie, Street Fighter.
Ugh. It was one of the movies of all time.
It was a movie. Same thing as Double Dragons. That was a movie too.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen Double? Oh my god.
Nope.
That is like the campiest of the campy movies of like early like video games coming into like movies. I actually think the guy who made Mortal Kombat, Paul, and the Resident Evil movies actually did that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh man, Mortal Kombat, what a fucking series. That's another one of my favorites. I'm not great at it, but I love watching people play it, and I love the lore.
I think it is fun that my younger brother, like, who's never played the originals, can like recite the lore. And like my dad is like, yeah, I used to play this back in the day, and he's like, yeah, but you understand, like what ended up happening in the first timeline, this got rewritten, then they made a second timeline, then that timeline got rewritten, and my dad's just like, wait, what? So but the characters are all still here. He goes, yeah, but they're different now. And his face is just like, what the fuck? He's like, dude, when did video games get so complicated? Like before,
they always have been.
It was like before, you just
pay attention.
You just fought someone, and then, that was it. You beat him up, you kill him, and that's the win.
Yeah.
It's a lot different now.
I remember it was a trilogy of games. It was Armageddon, Deception, and Shaolin Monks, I think. That trilogy of games that was really story heavy. I remember going through the entirety of Deception over a summer. And like I would wake up, I'd go play outside, come inside, do my chores, have dinner, and then I would just play Deception for a little while. And I worked so hard to beat the story because I was so drawn in. And I remember being so flabbergasted and mad at the end, and then realizing that's why the game's called Deception. I actually still have my PlayStation 2 copy
of the Mortal Kombat Deception.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Deception came.
So good.
Deception came after. Came after Deadly Alliance, right? Or.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember all of them, and I remember one is like there's one of my older buddies. I always call him my big bro. Like I always consider him like my older brother.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he had Armageddon, but Armageddon had a cool feature that if you had like save data from, I believe it was Deadly Alliance or Deception, you were able to like unlock a song that this new metal band Edema did called Immortal, which was a song based off of Scorpion.
That is awesome as hell. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it is.
I love fun little things about older games like that.
Mochi's being a bad girl, baby. Well, your son.
Oh, no.
Yeah, my female cat loves to like. I don't know. She's a curious bug. Yeah, she's mischief managed. Yeah, I love her. She's my princess. Like I said, like I favor her over my boys any day of the week.
I'll give you love in a second, sir.
Well, meanwhile, my boys just love their mom. Like Mochi to me can do no wrong, and I think that's like the fatal flaw I have is like my father's son. Like my dad truly believed my sisters could do no wrong in his eyes. Like it's insane, like the amount of shit that like they've done. Like I'll put it this way: if I were to crash my car, my dad would say it's my fault.
Oh my gosh.
If my sister crashed her car, driving angrily in the rain, and he said it wasn't her fault. Yeah, that's the
man.
That's the time. I remember thinking to my because I think someone had hit me. And he was like, just say you fucked up. Just say you crashed your car. I was like, I didn't crash my car. Somebody must have hit me. And he was like, come on, you don't need to lie. Like, I see like you hit the telephone pole, right? That's what happened by accident. What happened? Were you drinking? You messed up? I'm like, no. Like,
no,
like, I'm like the one person I was like, dude, I didn't do this. He was like, who did it then? Was it a mysterious person? Was it the pole walked up? And I was like, oh, he's baiting me. He's baiting me. It's working. And meanwhile, like my sister like admits like, oh no, I crashed a car. Like I lost control of it. And he's like, it's not your fault. Like you're driving in the rain. You're angry. It could happen to anyone. I'm like, this motherfucker. You play fucking favorites in this house. And, and it is obvious. Like my mom favors me and my younger brother, and my dad favors all his daughters.
Man.
Yeah. He got loose? He's fucking... I think I gotta make a bigger leash for him now. He's pulling... I tried looking. I'm looking. I'm gonna get like a rope or something for him because he's like biting through anything. I swear this dog has like pit bull teeth or something.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. But let's continue. Let's get off this video game tangent's fun. I will say this because like it is like it's fun reminiscing on old video games. I feel like a lot of people like kind of I don't want to because I'm only like gonna be 28 and 27. I can't say that I'm old. Because I feel like the PS2 just came out when I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
Like I played Jak and Daxter. That was like my first game on the PS2.
Oh, Jak and Daxter.
Dude, Jak and Daxter, like the Naughty Dog, when Sony launched, my favorite commercials were the Crash Bandicoot going to Nintendo's office, talking shit, saying, "Come on, bring your plumber, bring him, I'm ready." Like Crash Party was a fucking game. Like it had no business being that good.
Oh, Crash was great.
You like being in the chair that you can wheel around? I bought my wife a computer chair because I have mine and she needed one to navigate with her new sewing table and stuff. So she was like, perfect. I can roam the bed in the rooms without having to like get up.
Yes.
It's like a pirate ship.
Love that.
Crash Bandicoot, Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper. Which one are you going with? I need to hear this. Which game
Crash.
Series? It was Crash for you?
Crash.
Well, okay, that's
if
not.
If you had thrown Spyro in the mix, it would have been Spyro.
Okay, that's not fair. Okay, let's go first gen then, because Spyro. So it's Crash, Spyro, and what's the third? Oh my God, the bear. What's it called? Was it a bear? Oh my God, I'm trying to remember the name of Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, Banjo-Kazooie. I've never actually played Banjo-Kazooie.
But that was like the original PS1, like those were like the trilogy heads.
Yeah, Spyro.
Going with Spyro.
I didn't actually own a PlayStation 1. I only got to play on my cousin's.
You never did the I'm gonna play the PlayStation 1 game on the PlayStation 2?
Nope.
That was how we played most of the PlayStation 1 games after the PlayStation 1 finally stopped turning the disc.
Oh man. Yeah, no, my cousins had a PlayStation 1, and then a couple years later, my mother bought me a PlayStation 2, and that's whenever I really started gaming more often. That's when I got into Mortal Kombat. I wasn't great at it, but I loved it. I had fun with it.
See, I think the first PlayStation 2 game I got, technically I got two. I got Jak and Daxter, the first one, and then I got this Frogger game. It was
okay.
No, it was like a story game based off of Frogger.
Huh.
It was weird, and I think what ended up happening was they were producing games on blue discs for a bit, these blue back discs, and they were just having lots of trouble with the reader, the laser. It just could not read the dark blue, but it could read the reflective surfaces of like it just being clear. And it like I still look up this game to this day. It exists. It is the weirdest game ever. Like Frogger wants to turn into a human to marry a princess.
What in the world?
Dude, it is the most... I feel like... See, if I hadn't found it on YouTube, I would believe it was a fever dream. That's how accurate I feel about it.
So here's a PlayStation 2 title that I was absolutely in love with. I didn't get my hands on it until the PlayStation 2 was starting to go on its way out. Shadow Hearts.
Shadow Hearts. Is that Atlas or?
It was a JRPG. And the combat system was really interesting. It was like this disc, and you had to press X at the right moment.
I gotta look this up.
It was really weird, but the story was awesome. There were two endings. There was the good ending and the bad ending. And what I really liked about Shadow Hearts was the bad ending was the canon ending, and it led directly into the sequel, and then we just don't talk about the third one.
Ah, I see. Oh, this is classic. This is like...
Yeah.
This is... This is...
So good.
This is like the epitome of like RPG, like Japanese game. Like the woofy hair.
Yep.
This is... Oh my god, this looks actually rad. This reminds me of oh my god, what is the game called? They had an anime based on it for a bit. Doc Hack.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, it was great. I loved it.
This is like Lovecraftian.
It was so fun. I really, really want to get my hands on it again.
Midway
but I know that I'm
Games.
going to end up having to emulate it, if anything.
See, before I emulated anything, there was one game I swore I needed to own physically, and I still own it physically because of how much it weirdly impacted my childhood, and that was Dark Cloud.
Huh. I don't think I've heard of that.
It is just PS2's answer to The Legend of Zelda. That's the best way I can describe it. It has what I would argue one of the best OSTs ever.
Oh man, you're really gonna get me with a good OST.
Like, I'm talking like so the game takes place in like different areas that kind of assimilate to like different kind of cultures. So they have like that culture's instruments. So the main village is kind of Peruvian. It has kind of like a Hispanic kind of feel with like pan flutes. The next one is a very like Japanese, like foresty area. The third one is like this fisherman kind of like Italian kind of Venice style. And there's like an actual desert area that has like these African like drums and flutes. It is like, one is great, then two just ups the ante of possibly being the best RPG game ever. I don't want to hype it up too much, but it has for a PS2 game, it had great voice acting. It has Scott Melville, who does like Teen Titans Robin voice.
Wow, that's awesome.
It has, I believe, Mark Hamill's in the game as well. Yeah, he plays the villain.
Oh, Mark Hamill is the villain.
Yeah, like it is chef's kisses. And I think I forgot who else is in this game that is like a somewhat like very notable voice actor, but like this game is fantastic. And they have low-key a kind of sequel called Rogue Galaxy that's like a third game, but it's not really a third game. It's just like this space adaptation of it, but still good. Altogether, these 3 games, wonderful. All their OSTs are amazing. The second one might be have the best OST, but the first, like it's just good. I like if I could show you the opening song, you would be like, dude, this game sounds like a Legend of Zelda game. So hopefully I can share this with you and you can give me your thoughts, because this was it. Like this was level. So the same production who did this, I believe, did Life is Strange.
Oh, phenomenal. That's another game that I haven't played, but I need to. I have it through Steam Family, but I need to listen to it.
Steam Family? What's that?
My partner, and my brother-in-law, we're in a family on Steam, so we have access to each other's libraries.
That's fucking rad.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I gotta look into. I'm gonna make a Steam Family for mine.
Oh yeah, it's great.
God.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yep.
I like that a lot. Hell yeah.
This is like my obsession.
Oh, fuck yeah. I could get into that.
I had, because the first one has no dubbing whatsoever, has no voice acting. I was like, I'm going to make a voice acting version of this, and I still to this day, I had like a prologue of it. It worked. Sadly, like I had a flooding at one of our old houses that like I lost like the data for like the second half, and I was basically pushed back, and it still kind of sucks because like I had like a lot of people that were like working on this that like actually like were like real voice actors. I say real, but like, you know, like voice actors that actually were like putting their hard work into it. And I felt so hard that I was like, damn, like you guys didn't deserve this. I apologize. Like this freak accident happened, but I should have had backup so you guys can actually, you know, shine, because some people didn't get their scenes to be displayed. And I know like everyone who I did cast really was excited because either they knew of the game or like they just thought it was a fun thing to kind of be a part of. And I was like, it still hurts my heart that like I wasn't able to. And eventually I will. Eventually when I come back to making a project, I will do my best to dub the game. Oh yeah, the whole game. It's a long game, but that's my goal.
Hell yeah. You can definitely do it. I believe in you.
Thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you. There's that mom energy.
I am like the perfect hype woman.
That's the best.
I've been told.
That's awesome. Shout out to your partners. I guarantee they enjoy having someone like in their corner that's just like cheering them on, like you can do anything.
They do.
All right.
And every morning that I take my kid to school, I tell him, have a day as amazing as you are. You're fantastic. You are amazing, and I am so lucky to be your mom.
Mochi wants to.
She's singing to us.
You're fine, Mochi. You're fine. Just let Mama sing.
Aww.
My wife is a big Lady Gaga fan, and she's just like, going through
I
like
love Lady Gaga.
yeah, my wife is like I think Beyond in Love is like a thing. I think if she could, she would wear her skin.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Okay, if I'm gonna go back, I'm trying to go back to the questions and try to find a fun. Because we've, I love video game tangents. I definitely do. I think no, because some of this stuff we've already talked about. Like, we talked about like anonymity being not safe for work, and then we talked about how like you're like having like to like balance it out. So I think we could skip through some of this stuff. We did talk about
I think I've been able to find a nice balance between keeping my safe for work and not safe for work stuff, and a nice balance. You know, the entirety of my brand is not safe for work. You know, I am an 18+ streamer. I just don't. With what I do, I don't feel comfortable having minors in my space. You know.
I don't feel comfortable having minors at all. I think when I first started, I tried to be like, I don't know if your kid ever watched like those YouTubers who are like, hey guys, we're gonna play some Roblox. I accidentally hacked his account and I got rid of all his stuff. And then like
that kind of stuff is not permitted to be watched.
Like I tried like kind of being like those uppity kind of guys, and I was like, yeah, you know, I gotta be God dang it, Mitsuki. They're trying to make me do the 24-hour stream.
Ooh, good luck.
I don't know. I got like a lot of time to like before like all that is like, because they donate the channel points. I think I have a good amount of time before like that is. I think that the most it is that is 19%, but I always like to extend it every month so that way they all have a chance to like eventually get there. Shout out to Mitsuki the Wizard, fucking one of my, I want to say my most craziest, but my most chaotic friend, who is just everywhere. You want to see her scream at horror games, you want to see her scream at Uno, she will rage at anything. She will throw the controller. Oh my god, I read that so wrong. Oh, Mitsuki, I read that so wrong. Oh my god. This is why like not sleeping for like almost 26 hours is bad.
Oh my gosh.
I read that so wrong.
My man.
Ah, man, I thought the R was an N for a second. I was about to say, you can't say that. Oh wait, maybe you can, because maybe you can. I don't know, like I know a lot of Puerto Rican people who say that word all the time.
I am not one of them.
I do get a pass here and there depending on who's in my company. I have a friend who's like, yeah, dude, I don't care. Like, you're Mexican. You're basically one of us. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, look, we all grew up together, but like my complexion is just a shade or two lighter. Yeah. You like having your chair, my love?
Yes, I can dance in my chair. I'm not wasting my energy.
And you can't go. Hey, Obis, you can't go in the chair no more. Mitsuki for the wheeze, yeah. Oh, see, there's the wheeze. My dog will choke. Butt scrunches. Here, give him some of his softer treats.
He broke free.
God damn it, this dog is testing patience. So
Sit. No. Sit. Stay.
he likes to bury his bones. I think it's the funniest thing ever. He doesn't eat right away. My dog likes to bury it.
He'll bury it in the sheets.
And then come back to it to eat it.
That is adorable.
He's a small dog. He's like,
He's smaller than her. About the same size. He's a little bit bigger.
I want to say he's like, what, 2 feet?
Oh my goodness.
You could measure him. I don't know why it would show the Mitsuki Wheeze. Did you not have it correctly done? Or is emotes off too? Because my cat is a pain in my butt. No. Emotes should be on. I just saw the just saw the dinosaur. The little dinosaur die. That's weird. Oh, it's because you didn't put the eye, I think.
Oh.
What's up, Popeyes? Stay over here. What was I just talking about? I lost my train of thought. The ADHD really got me.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
ADHD, go burn.
It did, and it like I have that sense where like I need to remember, or else I feel like I like messed up. No, I think I was talking. Okay, so we were talking about. I accidentally read that wrong.
Yes.
We were talking about the balance, right? I think we were talking about balance.
Yeah.
Do you want tail or just
Okay, I know. I remember. Yeah, like I try to be like an all ages streamer. It didn't work out. I didn't like it, and I like. Ironically, it was thanks to like I think Mitsuki the Wizard and her manager at the time, the homie Valerio D6, who were like, "Nah, dude, like we're gonna cuss. We're gonna be who we are. We're gonna like be fucking crude and do whatever we want. Like this is what streaming's about. We're gonna be ourselves." I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to be like. I don't want to like. I would rather be me, having fun, and doing little numbers." Than just be like this total shell and like get money. Like I would just hate myself. I don't think I can enjoy doing any content if I was like put on a smiley face and try to be safe for work and tell like do all these like, oh my god, we're gonna play Roblox today, or we're gonna play Minecraft and I'm gonna make this thing, but I'm gonna blow up my friend's Minecraft thing so he gets mad at me.
Yeah, like I can censor myself around children. I just in my streaming space I don't want to have to. I want my space to be able to be a comfortable area for me.
Yeah.
And to be comfortable for me, it cannot be safe or appropriate for children.
He's 18 inches? That's barely like a foot.
That's about a foot and a half.
Foot and a half. See, he's a little under 2 feet.
A little under 2 feet. He's almost 2 feet. As far as what I could get measured, he was about 2 inches.
Oh my god damn, he's a
That's
big
a big
cat.
boy.
From like top of the head to
Very big boy.
about 20 foot backpack.
And then the Mochi has to be like what? 12?
Measure her right now. She's maybe a foot. Hey, can you guys get on there? Like he's 18 inches about.
Damn, my dogs are small. But yeah, no, I get that like feeling. Like I think that's what I realized. I was like, you know what? I can't have fun being a streamer if I have to like censor myself for every little like thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Here, I'm gonna get my dog real quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna put him in the crate.
Take your time, man. Do your thing.
That shit almost fucking hit him. Like it was close.
Ah, the life of being an animal parent.
That's fine. Hey, you know what? Hang out in the crate for a sec, buddy. I'll let you out after I'm done interviewing, and you can like jump all over me.
Have fun and go crazy after. But for now, you have to behave, pup.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good boy. He just gets like overly anxious and he likes to like run around. It's all these giant breeds in him that are stuck in a small dog.
Yeah. He just wanna go.
Oh wow, 16 inches. That's crazy. Thank you. But I think I had like that like even now like I don't necessarily say like prior to like me getting a relationship I definitely was like lewd all the way. I was like, dude, I'm gonna fucking just be as crude and unapologetic as possible. Like dick jokes this. Like I was fucking like I was throwing it left and right. I was like, I don't care. We're gonna be crude, we're gonna be rude, and we're gonna be out there. And no, I think after like getting like in a serious relationship, I was like, I want to kind of pull back from this. Like, I don't want to be fully this. And I don't think it did hurt my numbers, but I definitely did have to like rework my content, because like I was like known for like doing that gumbuddy, like I was doing all like the deep voice stuff, and it was always it was always the go-to, and it was, and I do still do it, but it wasn't like the main like selling point to me, because I think that was what like early on was a draw, which was, you know, wasn't that bad. That's what I was selling. That was the product I was selling. Like, hey, like I will flirt with you on stream. That's a little bit of the content that you got out of my streams early on.
Yeah,
and then
like, I playfully flirt with my viewers and community members, and especially my friends.
Of course, it's like D&D. Everyone is vicariously and flirting with each other and finding new things about each other.
Oh, I personally call myself a bisexual disaster, so.
I always say this. I'm like, you know what? Like the amount of like where I would like draw the line of like, would I fuck that person? Yeah, maybe I would. I tell my wife like I'm straight. ...
What?
Ish. Like I'm like maybe 90% straight, but that 10% like. You know, man's gotta eat. That's a reference from, I don't know if you got that reference from, it's from one of my favorite shows.
Oh my goodness.
Man's gotta eat, Mr. Leahy.
Oh my goodness.
But no, like and then I changed it up. And I feel like I did kind of hit a dip, because I think there was a lot of people who were kind of coming in expecting that same type of energy that were like, I don't think they were unpleasant. I like to think a lot of my friends that I still have that are like, oh, like, hey, we get it. New boundaries are drawn. We can definitely, we can still be friends. That's not an issue. But I definitely did have a few people that were very not okay with that boundary being made, and definitely did try to push
and
on it.
And those are the type of people that you just don't want in your community if they're not going to respect your boundaries.
And exactly. Then I nuked my old Discord and made a new one. I was like, let's go. Like, I think this is time, because I you know, there's people get comfortable with a certain way, and I think any change can feel threatening to people, regardless if it's like in majority involving them or not. I think any change can cause them to go like, you know what, I don't like this anymore. You're not fun anymore, or like I expect this out of this. Like I laugh, but like this is a horrible thing. There was I can't remember her streaming name. I think she's changed it since then, but like she was like amassing a good following, and she would I think she like paid like $300 worth of subs in my channel, and she had basically kind of like, at the time I was single. I was free. I was single, and you know, like I was never shy to entertain, and she basically wanted she wanted exclusivity just to me, and me not entertain anyone else. Mind you, she did have, I believe, it might have been a boyfriend or husband, whose money she was using to like spend on artwork and subs and her own model, and I think he was in the dark, because I think she even said like, oh yeah, he has no idea, like he just thinks this is just streaming and having fun. And I was like,
gosh, that is atrocious.
Yeah, it was like, I definitely took the money.
Oh yeah, no, man's gotta eat.
But like,
man, that's scummy on her part.
It was just like, because I you know, you really realize like how like are you supposed to take this? Because I did wrestle with that. I was like, should I be overly offended? And I was offended. I was like there's no exclusivity to me. You don't get exclusivity with money. That's not how I fucking work. And they were really like, well, you know, you just be like, you know, secretly, and then I will always give you like subs. And I was like, well, hold on there. And I thought about it, and I was like, could I sell my soul for money? And I was like, nah, come on. You're you. Why would you change being you for money? Like, this is the whole reason why you didn't want to do like the safer work stuff. Like and I had to tell that person, like, you know what, like, I don't appreciate that. And they backed off heavily, and they were like, you know, hey, if we can still, you know, talk here and there, I would appreciate that, but I hope I didn't ruin what we have. And I was like, yeah, you just can't buy my exclusivity. Like, I don't just do this for you. Like, and, you know, it was one of those weird moments where I was like, so this is how it feels, huh? I was like, it was a realizing moment. I was like, so this is kind of how women feel sometimes when men are like throwing money at them for like, hey, sleep with me. And I was like, God, it feels dirty.
Yeah. I once had somebody offer me $300 to be able to sleep with me, and I was like, I'm sorry, excuse me?
$300?
$300.
That's fucking, what is that? Like a fucking, that's barely anything.
Yeah.
That's like a fucking coffee table or a fucking, like a futon mattress. Some people are fucking insane. $300.
Yeah.
I couldn't be me, man. I think
You're also on the other side of the country.
it's always the princes, man. All these Nigerian princes want me.
Yup.
Oh man. I had this friend. I love him to death, but he was one of those, like, he's like, oh yeah, like, you know what? I could be gay for money. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you know, like, you shoot me a couple bucks, like a real good amount, I don't mind sucking dick. And I was like,
you say that until you're down there on your knees with that schlong in your mouth.
And I really think it is one of those, like, no, I don't think you understand. Like, it's a lot deeper than that. The buying you for the action is just the icing on the cake. The money is just their fucking tippy toe into seeing how much more they can get out of you. Like, it isn't just hey, just do this one act for me and you're free to go. It's like, you already did that. Why would you stop at this if I give you this amount? And you're like, now you're stuck in that fucking justification of like, well, they did give me more money.
Yep. And that's how they get you.
That's the fun.
Is unfortunately true.
God, I see. And I think one thing I've always told people, I feel like there's like two sides. There's the people who want to pay for sex, and there's people who think they deserve it. And it's just the pendulum swinging the other way.
Yep.
Like, I don't think I had any friends that felt that way, but I definitely had met people who were like, oh, you know, I bought you drinks all night. Like, what's up? And I had to be the guy who was like, so what's up? And then they're like, oh, well, I just, you know, I was just trying to see if she wanted to do something after. And I was like, do you want to do something with him after? She's like, no. Okay, that's end of story. Come on, buddy. Let's go. How about you buy me a drink? Let's go do that. Let's go buy me a drink.
I have had customers on the site think that they are entitled to all of me because, you know, they've purchased a sub. Or,
one sub
entitles a little bit of money, or tipped a little bit of money, and
hold on, I'm gonna check on my wife real quick. Give me a second.
Take your time.
What do you do?
Oh, not the spray bottle.
Over here, bitch.
Oh.
This is what happens when, like, your pets just like want to cause mayhem, and it's like a switch off between which parent is at the most tolerable with you next.
Yep. Oh yeah. Blake will run to me or her daddy, depending on which parent she's in trouble with.
Yeah.
She's usually in trouble with mommy.
Oh, God.
Then she runs to daddy and poofs out that sweet little tail and tries to act all adorable. I don't know what you're expecting me to do. You're the one in trouble. I'm not helping you.
Oh, where did we leave off? I'm sorry I cut you off. Like, she screamed, I got scared. I was like, what happened?
No, you're fine. Trust me, I get it. I would have done the same thing. Oh, yeah, you know, they tip X amount and they think that they are entitled to me completely. And that's something that is really hard to do in this industry is, you know, because especially whenever you're making your own prices, you have to, you know, you're charging what do you think you and your time are worth.
Yeah. No.
And that is, it can take a toll mentally.
I've seen it firsthand. I mean, my wife used to do content, and there was just so much of like, she used to try to do like, she thought at first she had done it by herself, and that was took a toll on her. Then she was like, okay, well maybe if we do it together, we will it'll the load will be evened. And I guess, and the sad part is like it wasn't, it still fell on her.
Yeah.
And then even after, she tried to make like a group for herself, like she like made a collective of people who were like all in that same kind of space. It still took a lot out of her, and she was just eventually like, you know what, like I really don't want to do this at all. And I was like, you don't have to, like I just,
and that kind of stuff, it's not the kind of stuff that everybody can do, because it does take a lot. You know, I know personally, like after I do a stream on the other site, I just need like a few, like I need like an hour and a half, just nobody talk to me. I don't do anything. I don't have any human interaction. I just want my phone, TikTok, a hot shower, and relax.
I could see that. I know for a fact. I think my buddy Valerio, he thrives on it. Like to him, like that is the app. That's the primary app he streams on. And
that's definitely where I make the most money.
Like it is. Well, I mean, it gives you money straight to you. It doesn't have to be in the hands of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, who was like, hey, you know what? You don't need 60%, right? 40 is good for you, right? And you're like, well, 40 would be nice, just, you know, but I would really like, you know, maybe a 70 split, like YouTube. The YouTube split doesn't hurt. But he fucking thrives on that. He gets to be his unshelved self. And I think there is like this, there's this like, I'm giving him a big compliment here. There's this almost like ringleader like anthem, like almost like Welcome to the Black Parade vibe he gives on his like streams, where he's kind of like, yes, I'm here, I'm lewd, like the cum was gonna cover everybody, like let's see.
Honestly, I can kind of relate to that, because I kind of feel the same way whenever it's that kind of stream, because that is specifically what these people are coming to the stream for.
Yeah.
And it's nice, and I can be completely unfiltered on that site, which is also fun.
It's innovative because firsthand use of most people probably do the bare necessity, which is just uploading their own personal made content. But I'd like to like now people have basically capitalized on making it just a little bit more fun and innovative. Like he's like unsheathed, he can say whatever he wants, he can do whatever he wants, he could flirt with this and that, he can put a sex toy up his ass if he wants to, like he's full fucking monstrous. He can do karaoke and everyone can just literally just be hanging out doing karaoke and just be unsheathed. And I think there's like a beauty to that.
It's really nice. Yeah.
It just makes you think like I wouldn't say never ever in Twitch's life they're ever gonna be okay with allowing certain things, but they allow other things. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, you know, the woman who had green screen underwear and was streaming Fortnite on her ass, but oh no, you can see a little bit of my VTuber hips.
Yeah, I still to this day.
Good gods, underboob.
It's so weird, and I think for one is like. I'm not worried about it, but I know someone has always mentioned like I wouldn't make your model so gender fluid looking. And I'm like, what do you mean? I was like, the fact that you have like the open cut shirt with like the muscle booba, they might think like you're a woman, and they might try to like.
Those are very obviously pectorals to me. I don't know what that person is talking about.
Yeah, but it's crazy how like that's a fear now. Like now you can't even like.
Yeah.
You have to be like, okay, you gotta be careful how I come out this place now, because just looking like, just having some ambiguity in your like face can cause like the stream to be either okay or just because I look womanly and I have like the cleavage. You are obviously a woman and you're basically feeding the male fantasy.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, there's a girl who, like you said, streaming Fortnite on her fucking ass. And
the double standard is ridiculous.
And it's no shame to these women. I like to always tell like people like it's no shame to them. It's just the double standard that's being implemented by Twitch's hands is the real issue. These women are trying to make money like everyone else. It's just that they technically have free reign. They are all ages.
But my PNG is being more regulated than, you know, the woman standing there just in a bikini standing in a little kiddie pool.
Yeah.
Streaming games. That's another thing that really bugs me.
And for me,
I had to completely delete a few of my outfits that I had originally made for my model because, you know, it had a teeny bit of underboob and Twitch would have come after me.
I think it's just dumb, personally, to like regulate animated characters. Like, it's really just animated.
It's wild to me.
We're no more dangerous than, like, for example, your son stumbling upon a VTuber who's bodacious compared to an actual woman half naked just fucking bent over her ass. Like, one is more harmful than the other.
Yeah, and I assure you he's going to see worse things in person in the summer because it gets really hot where we are. And then he is, you know, gonna see a few of my model's outfits.
Yeah, at the end of the day, these are like animated. Shut up, boy. These are like animated, avatars. Like, its ambiguity and its sexual allure is legitly more harmless than actual women bouncing around, moaning on stream, and doing their thing. Like, and then the fact that they have it regulated as all ages too is the harmful part. That is where like a lot of people should have huge issues with these content creators. Like, if you're gonna do this, why not just do 18 plus? Why make it all ages? Because you were seriously gonna look. I was a 13-year-old boy.
I would love a streaming site that was catered to VTubers and catered to an 18 plus space.
I feel like
I know it's a pipe dream, but it would be really nice. You know, I don't have to have every little detail on the outfits on my model regulated. I don't have to worry about children coming in and still finding my stuff.
See, my hope was my big hope was that Kick would be that, and Kick is just its own fucking Wild West. It needs a lot of years before it ever becomes at least, I don't want to say tolerable, but like tolerable.
Yeah. I get what you're trying to say.
But like there's like so many that are like, okay, we're VTuber friendly, and they're like, okay, VTuber here, and then they're like, oh, you're kind of too lewd, and like, oh, come on, buddy, we're fucking VTubers. Like, this is the good lewd. This is like the healthy lewd, you know? But I mean, I feel like that's what Fansly's becoming. I think that's what it's. It's really seeing that upstart in content creators that are very open that way, and I'm happy everyone can make a buck because they actually treat their content creators like people and
it's great.
Pay them what they
really
owe.
Nice. Yeah.
So shout out to y'all.
I gotta fucking say the fucking the 20/80 split is awesome.
You heard it here.
You get your money in a week.
That 20/80 split, not having to wait to the end of the month, having all your tips go straight to you, not taxed by the fucking conglomerate that is Twitch. And I'm streaming on Twitch. I'm saying this.
Taxes come tax time.
Well, yeah, we all do, but But you don't have
it's less
to
of an independent contractor.
I mean, I feel like Twitch makes you have to pay the taxes on the actual donation, regardless if you receive that full donation or not.
Yep.
And that's the fucked part, because then now any big donation you get, not only do you get a portion of it, you still have to pay taxes for the sum of it.
Yep.
Capitalism at its finest.
Ugh. I long for the day that we no longer live under the thumb of capitalism.
Yeah, I long for the day where I don't have to live in capitalism.
Yeah.
That's why I want to move to Italy.
Oh.
I didn't get into this, and I think it would be really sweet because I think it gives you time to shine on them. What do you love about your partners, like individually, like each of them? I want to give you that little love note you can give them.
Well, my nesting partner, my husband, John, Voodoo Johnny Fear, he actually saved me from a very toxic and abusive marriage. This man quite literally saved my life. And he has shown me what a wonderful, happy, and healthy relationship really looks like. He has given me the opportunity to be his son's stepmother. And I wake up every day and I'm just blown away by how much love this man gives me. And I am so lucky that I have him and that he loves me and he's mine. He's the best thing that has ever happened to me. Easily.
That's actually beautiful. I'm like, that's almost like teary eyed. I was like, Jesus, this is so sweet.
He's wonderful. He's the reason that I'm still here today. He really is. In all honesty, my ex-husband probably would have killed me by now.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
that fear is real.
That's another story for another day. But
straight stories with my wife.
My girlfriend Raina, she's wonderful. She actually just came to visit for 3 weeks for just before Christmas and spend some time with us.
Ooh, nice.
She's also looking at moving up here, and she wants to see how she can handle Michigan winters.
Good luck to her.
Yeah. She's wonderful. We were friends for a long time before I even considered her as a romantic partner. I had surgery over the summer. I had a hysterectomy. Finally. It's been amazing. And she drove for 12 hours to come up here and take care of me while John went to work the week after my surgery.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. So a few weeks afterwards, after I'd been in, after I finished recovery, I started going into therapy. And then a few weeks after being in therapy, I asked her to be my partner. And she is so beautiful. I swear the muses were inspired whenever they were sculpting her from the earth. She is beautiful. She has a musical laugh. Her voice is so pretty. And she's like this little ball of sunshine, I swear.
You're so sweet. Shout out to your partners. From how you described both of them, they are truly the best. And
they really are.
They all are just real superheroes, from just getting you out of a horrible situation and even being there for you when you're at the lowest lows. I can only understand that surgery has to take a huge toll on you.
Yeah, it was something that I'd been trying to get for a long time, and life post-uterus has been awesome.
I bet. I can only assume. I know for like many moons, my wife constantly goes, "Do we even need kids? We can just be foster parents." I'm like, that's always an option. I'm not against it. I definitely am not.
No more periods, no more endometriosis pain. It's amazing.
Yeah. But what I always like to do here is, before we end it, I always like to let you find somebody that is live that you would love to raid, or like even like send us their way. It's a fun, giving you that option to guide the raid?
I actually have a friend who is streaming Marvel Rivals right now.
Perfect. I love Marvel Rivals.
Here, I will send you his name.
Awesome. And then I will send us that
He's
way.
a good friend of mine. He's wonderful. He actually just got off League and now he's checking out Marvel Rivals.
That's the best. I did want to say thank you again for coming.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. This has been so fun. It's been wonderful. Thank you.
You are amazing. You are fun. And it is just, I always love learning new things about people. And your story seems like one of the many stories that I've just kind of like been enthralled by. Like, to hear everyone's individual story always kind of, I wouldn't say, I say give me hope is a good way of saying it, but it really does inspire me in the weirdest way. I love humanity. Humanity always makes me giddy, you know, seeing like the light at the end of the tunnel and hearing people's stories always gives me that big hope.
Yeah.
But is there anything you want to say before we go and raid your good friend Jack?
I had so much fun being here doing this. It was really fun chatting with you, going off on video game tangents. And again, I can go for hours.
Same.
I can ramble and ramble.
You got anything up and coming for the new year or for your fans or your community that you would love to promote?
More Tomb Raider streams coming. Whenever the 4 through 6 remaster comes out, I will be going through that as soon as I get my hands on it. I can't wait because I finally get to show my community my favorite Tomb Raider game.
Awesome. That being said, we will bid a farewell. Thank you so much, Luna, for joining us. Say bye-bye to the chat.
Thank you for having me. Bye, guys. Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye. We'll see you guys in the raid, so stay tuned.